Ben! Oh, his little head just popped over the side. He looked so cute. I was too slow. This phone lies to me sometimes, and on my other filming, it hadn't reached the maximum. I'm sure, I might be wrong though. Maybe I'm being wrong here. I'm sure it hadn't reached the maximum recording time, but it told me it had, and it popped itself off. Anyway, here I am on a rock face on Burley Moor. That's the correct name for this area. I'm on this rock here, which is part of excuse me, this mound of rocks here. And I'm stood where I am for more the reason that it's more sheltered than anything else. Ben doesn't like it when I come when I come to bits like this. He's not really a fan of these rocks, any of these kind of rocks. So I don't know where he is. Little legs, where are you hiding? You know, I think I've got a bit of a cold at the moment. I think that's why I'm having issues with breathing and losing my voice now. Little Ben! He's going to try and get over to me. There is a way he could get over, which isn't as dramatic as that. But he's choosing to not trust me. Come on, little one. See? Off he goes. He could have just walked around this edge bit with me. Oh, I'm going to leave here anyway in a moment, so I'll leave him to run around in circles. He might tire himself out a little bit. Because I've been a bad dog looker after her. Because I've had no energy to even look after myself, let alone doing proper good treks like we normally do. We have, of course, we've still been going on walks. I've filmed them, haven't I, every day? It's just they've not been like they normally are. They've not been nearly as exciting as they normally are. I haven't had the energy to put into them. All I've felt like doing is sitting down and exercising this rather than exercising my body, which on the subject of exercise is something I'm going to have to address, because it's all very well like not really doing anything when you're doing the job which I've been doing for so many years now. But the second that you stop, it doesn't take long to get unfit. So I'm going to have to replace this with something like maybe riding my friend's show jumpers with her. It's not nearly as what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know, I can't think. Well, it's not as aggressive is what I want to say as riding the racehorses. From the point of view that when we get on the racehorses, we are literally at it from pretty much the second that we leave the yard until about 10 minutes before we finish on them. And then we walk them off for like the last 5-10 minutes. So, and that's like nearly an hour of pretty much a lot of trotting work. Definitely at least 20 minutes trotting work, maybe more like half an hour, and about 10 minutes or 20 minutes cantering work, depending on what day it is. So, or galloping work. So clearly, a riding show jump but it's a different kind of fit. You know, you're doing a completely different style of riding. It might be better for me to go back to normal riding anyway, be less stress on my knees. So, and yeah, I'll have to just find some time and go ride out with her. So that's what I'll do. And also, I'm going to find a job somewhere. I wonder what I'd do, right, if I go into work tomorrow and I can hear Ben crying. I'm going to have to start moving. Being so unfair. Little Ben! No, I want him to pop his head over. Go on, I'll start moving. It's getting a bit nippy anyway, standing there. There, I knew he was just above me. I could hear him. Little monkey. Don't act all scared of me, though. Oh, God. Not again. Maybe he's just cross with me for abandoning him. You cross with me? Little little Ben. Come here. Good boy. At least he's not scared of me. Just cross. Come on then, where do you want to go? I'll have a little potter along here. That's more realistic than a brisk march. I wanted to go to those rocks, but I can't be bothered to navigate the wall, so we're not going to do that. No idea what I was saying. Oh yeah, what would I do if after the letter that I've given to my boss, she was to turn around and say, "We're really sorry, Nina. We've reconsidered and you can work 3 days a week if you'd like to." What would I do then? Because in my mind's eye, I've come to the conclusion that this is what I'm meant to be doing, leaving properly. And staying is not in my best interests, and that's why it's worked out like this. So that's kind of like the decision I'd come to. And so I really don't know what I would do if she said that. I probably would say, "That's really kind of you, Sue, but..." Well, no, my head wants me to say, "That's really kind of you, Sue, but I'm really sorry. I thought that wasn't an option, and so I can't do that now." And the only problem is that sometimes when I'm in front of her, things come out of my mouth, which I shouldn't be saying. Like, for example, "Oh, that's really kind of you, Sue. Yeah, please, thank you. Don't want to be saying that." Well, do it. Well, what do I want to be saying? At the end of the day, if I did that, that would be a livable wage, like, just, that would solve that problem. I'd have food on the table, my bills paid for, and my car running. But I'd be working 3 days a week still. So I'd probably be quite tired, because it tires you out, the job does. And then I'd be at college every 3 days a week with 2 A-levels, equivalent to 2 A-levels to get done in a year. I think it would be a little bit much, to be honest. Because originally, when I really wanted to carry on working for them, I was thinking the best thing to do would be work 2 days a week, which would pay for my food and fuel. I'd be short on bills and stuff, but get a student loan and, make ends meet. So that's what I was thinking I should do. Then when I realised they were going to be funny with me about working part-time, I changed that to 3 days, hoping that would make it better for, in their mind's eye. But anyway, the long and short of it all is, I really don't think that she is going to turn around and say to me that, I'll turn this on me because it's a little bit dark and bleak, isn't it? I don't think that she's going to turn around and say, "Oh, we've reconsidered, we're so sorry, Nina, for thinking so badly of you, for believing vicious lies. We're very sorry. Would you like to stay?" Yeah, that's not going to happen, is it? But if it did happen, I would have to, don't know what I'd do, actually. I think that I'd probably think, "Oh God, no, don't ask me that," because if I was thinking about my horse, I'd obviously say yes, without a moment's thought. I'd be like, "Yeah, that's great, thank you so much." I don't think this is even going to happen, so I don't really need to worry about it too much. Because I think, being the sceptic, which I think they must be, the sceptical mindset, I think she could well read my letter and think the only thing motivating me to write it... I'm going to go back this way, because it's getting dark. Come on, little one. She could well think the only thing motivating me is wanting my job, wanting to keep my job, wanting to get my own way, she could well think that's the only thing motivating me. If she wants to think that way, which I think she does want to think that way, because, well, she's thinking all these negative things about me. I'm thinking, like, what a cow I am and all this, and what a vicious, vindictive, like, bitch that I am. While she's thinking like that, it makes it really easy for her to be so, because really she's being unfair to not have me work those 3 days a week. And really she's being unfair to not support me a little bit, like, after all the years which I've given them. And I believe that she knows that deep down, even though she's not thinking that way. I believe that parts of her know how she's not being right herself with me. And that's why it's so much better for her to think bad of me. And why she was so quick to jump on the idea that I'm causing a revolution amongst the staff members. Yeah, that's a much better way for her to think and feel, because the whole reason why, not that she said this, but I know them, you know, I've worked for them for years. And I knew straight off the bat that when she said to me, no, you can't work part-time, it's not going to work. And she literally said it's all or nothing. When she said that, and I walked away from that, and I was like, pretty gutted, you know? But I thought, I know why she's doing this. She thinks that me going to college and thinking I can get a degree, it might make other staff members think that if Nina can do it, maybe we can too. And she does not want people thinking that way. So that's the reason initially why I thought that she'd said no to me. And then when I find out last week that she's trying to accuse me of starting this revolution, how cool would that be if it was true? No, I'm kidding. Well, I know, it would be kind of cool, wouldn't it? But no, when I found that out last week, it just totally confirmed everything that I'd been thinking on that level. And how happy she must be to think that she was right to tell me no. Oh my God. Yeah. Oh, you know, and she told her best friend, excuse me, I've got a bit of a cold. She told her best friend, she told her that she'd had a word with me about this striking business. Well, that made me laugh. Once I got over the anger again, that made me laugh, because if you can call having a word with somebody storming down the corridor where the stable is, where my horse lives, if you can call having a word with someone storming down there, walking down as fast as you can, and whilst walking down, first of all, she said something about stop moaning and whinging about how bad the job is, how badly done to you are. That's what she said to start with, so that took her halfway down the corridor. And then I said, we're not even talking about work, Sue. So obviously I had to speak too. And then as she carried on walking towards her house, she hurled at me this nonsense about the strike that I meant to have been organising with everybody, stirring everyone up. So by the time she said that, she was almost in her house. There was no way that you could possibly say a word back to her, because you can't say a word back to someone when they're marching as they're shouting at you. Unless I'd like thrown everything down on the floor, which I couldn't do, I was mucking out my horse. But I would have had to run out the stable, move the wheelbarrow, put the forks down away from the horse. I would have had to run after her, by which point she'd have been in her house fully. There was no way I could come back to anything that she said, and that's how she does it. If she wants to say anything to me, she sets it up in a situation where you can't say anything back. So yeah, of course, when she said to her friend, when she said to her she'd had a word with me, like, can you really call that having a word with somebody? More like hurling a few sentences of abuse at them. Certainly not having a word with them. Honestly, the whole thing is just ridiculous, really, isn't it? And I'm best off out of it all. I was wondering which way is best to walk down, from the perspective of not wanting the wind to be at us too much. So I'll show you where we are anyway. It's very dark and dingy, isn't it? Definitely not here for the view. This is why I'm glad that we did come here, though, because it would have been so pointless to carry on driving that extra few miles to Ilkley. And we were losing daylight hours so quickly. We're in the wind now, aren't we? Even though I know this isn't good for content visually, I don't want it wrecking by the wind, so we'll see. I might have to pause it until we get back on course, because we're going too far over here. We want to start going down. I'm going to cheat like Ben is. He's gone down a hill here. Could fall, or I could knock the camera off. I don't really know my footing up here as well as I do on Ilkley Moor. There's a few random holes about. Little Ben! Oh, I'll turn it back onto me in the hope that you can at least see something then. You certainly can't see anything when it's the other way around. Oh yeah. We're well off course here. Walked far too far over. It's like, because little Ben knows what he's doing. He's getting back on course. Good boy, come on, we're going to go down. He's off now. He'll be back at the car in a couple of minutes if I let him just go on his own. So we're walking back towards the mound at this second in time. I'm not doing a very good job of pointing at me, am I? I thought I'd spare you having to watch me cough. Oh God, what was I going to say? I'm on a mound of stones here, actually. Can't see much, can you? No. I think we might stop filming. I think I've said all that I need to say anyway. And it's kind of futile me just carrying on wittering. The first part to this, I've said a lot more. And I don't see the point in repeating myself on the second part. If you're interested in what I'm saying, watch the first part. If not, then that's fine. I fully understand. I don't expect the world to be interested in what I'm saying. God, even I'm not interested in what I say a lot of the time. No, I'm kidding. Okay, well, I'm going to find a stick. Whilst there might be no light for filming, there is light for little legs, so we can enjoy the rest of this walk down here. And if you've made it through watching me, then I thank you from my heart. And as always, if you want to comment, then I do always read them and I do always get back to people as soon as I've seen them. So thank you for putting up with me, and thank you for commenting, and I do appreciate everyone, very much so. So from Bernie Moors and one little gorgeous dog on the day before my D-Day, little Ben, signing out. Oh my goodness. Bye bye.